Good day. Today we delve into one of the most pivotal moments in modern history, the attack on Pearl Harbor. It was a quiet Sunday morning, December 7th, 1941. For the American sailors stationed at the naval base in Hawaii, the day began like any other weekend, but within hours, the world would change forever. President Franklin D. Roosevelt famously declared this date, a date which will live in infamy. A day that would forever be associated with treachery and surprise. To truly grasp the magnitude of this event, we must look beyond the shock and examine the meticulous planning by the Imperial Japanese Navy and the tactical execution that brought the American Pacific Fleet to its knees. The strategic architect behind this audacious plan was Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto. Yamamoto understood that Japan could not win a prolonged war against the industrial might of the United States. His solution was a knockout blow, a devastating surprise attack to cripple the U.S. fleet in one swift action, buying Japan time to secure its conquests in Southeast Asia. The strike force, known as the Kido Butai, or the Mobile Unit, was commanded by Vice Admiral Chuichi Nagumo. This fleet was the most powerful carrier strike group in the world at the time. It consisted of 6 aircraft carriers, the Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, Hiryu, Shokaku, and Zuikaku. Before we continue with the details of the attack, if you find this historical deep dive interesting and want to see more content like this, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more detailed and engaging history to you. Now, let's return to the Kido Butai's journey. The Kido Butai sailed in complete radio silence across the northern Pacific, a route chosen specifically to avoid detection by commercial shipping lanes. Aboard the carriers were over 400 aircraft, ready for the mission. The first signs of trouble for the Americans came early. At 3:42 a.m., the minesweeper USS Condor spotted a Japanese midget submarine near the harbor entrance. Later, at 6:45 a.m., the destroyer USS Ward fired upon and sank another midget submarine. The first shots fired by the United States in World War II. These warnings were dismissed as isolated incidents. The most critical failure occurred at 7:02 a.m., when 2 U.S. Army radar operators on Oahu detected a massive formation of aircraft approaching the island. They reported it, but a young lieutenant disregarded the warning, believing the signal was merely a flight of American B-17 bombers scheduled to arrive that morning from California. This was a fatal misjudgment. At 6:10 a.m., the first wave of 183 aircraft launched from the 6 carriers, led by Commander Mitsuo Fuchida. The strike package was meticulously organized to target specific assets. There were Nakajima B-5N Kate torpedo and horizontal bombers aimed at the battleships. There were Aichi D-3A Val dive bombers targeting airfields and ships, and there were Mitsubishi A-6M0 fighters providing air superiority. At 7:40 a.m., the first wave reached Oahu. At 7:49 a.m., Fuchida gave the famous signal, Tora, 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 meaning tiger, 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 the code confirming that the element of surprise had been achieved. The coordinated attack began at 7:55 a.m. The torpedo bombers flew dangerously low to strike the battleships lined up in battleship row. The most devastating moment occurred at 8:10 a.m., when the battleship USS Arizona exploded. A converted armor-piercing shell dropped by a Kate bomber penetrated the deck and detonated the forward magazine. 1,177 crewmen were killed instantly, nearly half of the total American casualties that day. Other battleships, including the USS Oklahoma, were quickly capsized by multiple torpedo hits. While the Americans scrambled to respond, the second wave of 171 Japanese planes arrived at 8:54 a.m. Their mission was to maximize the damage, focusing on remaining ships and vital infrastructure like the dry docks and airfields such as Hickam Field and Wheeler Field, preventing any American counterattack. Despite the overwhelming chaos, the Americans fought back. Sailors manned anti-aircraft guns even as their ships sank beneath them. The USS Nevada was the only battleship to get underway, attempting to steam out of the harbor, but was heavily targeted by dive bombers and had to be run aground to avoid blocking the channel. In total, 19 American ships were sunk or severely damaged, including all 8 battleships of the Pacific Fleet. Crucially, however, the Japanese failed to hit their most important targets. The American aircraft carriers, which were all out at sea on maneuvers that morning. They also failed to destroy the essential oil storage tanks and repair facilities, which allowed the U.S. Navy to recover far faster than anticipated. By 10 a.m., the Japanese planes were returning to their carriers. The cost was staggering. 2,403 Americans were killed and 1,178 were wounded. Japan lost only 29 aircraft and 5 midget submarines. Tactically, the attack was a brilliant success for Japan. Strategically, it was a catastrophic blunder. The attack instantly shattered American isolationism. The following day, the United States declared war on Japan, and 3 days later, Germany and Italy declared war on the U.S. Pearl Harbor, transformed World War II from a regional conflict into a true global war. It galvanized the American public and led to the massive industrial mobilization of the arsenal of democracy. Today, the USS Arizona Memorial stands as a solemn reminder of the sacrifices made that morning, a powerful testament to how a single day can irrevocably alter the course of world history. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.